Hi there and welcome to CruiseAway, the sensational TV show that explores the world and gets you hooked and booked on board amazing luxury cruise ships around the world from the comfort of your own home. Now, this show is all about exciting new ship experiences as we show you 3 holiday packages that all have one thing in common, that new ship feeling, and there is nothing better, let me tell you. These are the latest, the boldest, brightest and most glittering at sea. So coming up, we are cruising with Princess Cruises on board their latest beauty, the Sky Princess, as we take you to the majestic fjords of Norway and Iceland. And then another new arrival, this time from Celebrity Cruises, as they take us beyond new luxury across the Adriatic. And towards the end of the show, a ship that's so new she hasn't even launched yet, and we'll be taking you on a sneak peek aboard the brand new Norwegian Viva from Norwegian Cruise Lines, which launches next August. So we're all ready for that new ship feel, to be the first. And talking of first, if this is the first time you've found us here at CruiseAway, well, fear not, because our company has been in the cruise business for over 2.5 decades and will always offer you more for less.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Yes, let's, because especially when we've got a new ship to talk about. In fact, we've got 3 new ships to talk about in this show. And let me tell you, I've been filming on quite a few brand new ship launches. It really is lovely to be some of the first people to be on board, let me tell you. It's got that special feeling. You get to take the first pictures and post them on your Instagram or Facebook, or tell your family or your friends or your work colleagues about it. It's a pretty good feeling, let me tell you. Now, this first offer that we're going to show you is a really clever offer because, of course, to get you over to Norway and Iceland, you know, it's a long journey. So let's make it really interesting. Let's build so much more into it. And this first package does that ever so cleverly. It's for the 31st of May, so it's not that far away at all, actually. We're cruising Norway and Iceland, but we're doing it with London stays as well. We've put this together just pure genius, let me tell you. Now, we'll start on the 31st of May by flying you from Sydney to London, and we'll spend 2 nights in a London hotel to start this, because that's a really nice way of unwinding after the long journey. And of course, oh my word, what do you want to see in London? Do you want to go up there on the London Eye? Do you want to see Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, of course, which is even more poignant to go and visit now as well? Go up the Shard. Oh, just go and see it all. London is absolutely incredible. It's such a lovely city with so many iconic buildings, so much history going on in this one city. And there's lots of new build. I bet there's lots of new buildings in there since you've been to London. I don't know how long ago, or maybe you've never been to London. It's incredible. Take a river cruise up the Thames as well. They're always really good. Get there under Tower Bridge. It's amazing, let me tell you. So you've got 2 nights in a London hotel before what we do next. Really simple. You get yourself to Victoria Coach Station, which is very, very central in London, and you board a luxury coach transfer down to Southampton, and that will take you directly to the cruise port and here to the brand new Sky Princess, and you're going to be on board for 2 fabulous weeks. Now, Princess Cruises, you will have heard of them, I'm absolutely sure. They now have this kind of bracelet coin that you wear. You wear it as a medallion or on your wrist, and it kind of does everything for you. It means that with the app, you can have food delivered to wherever you are on the ship because it knows where to find you. You open your stateroom, you charge to bars. You know, you do so much, and the app is really clever because it tells you how busy is this restaurant right now. Is it a good time to go? And talking of restaurants, you can see the selection coming up in front of you right now. Sabatini's, which just looks absolutely incredible. The Crown Grill Steakhouse, the Crown Grill Bar, these wonderful luxurious surroundings. Princess just do everything they do so amazingly. And if you haven't cruised with Princess for some years, they've still got all of those essential ingredients that make them Princess. Of course, they invented movies under the stars, where you're up there on the top deck on a lounger with a blanket over you and your popcorn watching a film. Amazing sanctuary areas, which are adults only, of course. You and the other half can just sit there. Have a lovely treatment in the Lotus Spa. Relax, enjoy, because people think that actually cruises are either about doing nothing or about doing everything. And actually it's a beautiful balance in between actually. If you want to be doing next to nothing and just tucked away in a quiet corner with your book, fine, you've got it. You've absolutely got that opportunity. But if you want to be busy and if you want lots to do right the way through the day and through the night, there's so much. Great enrichment programs there with Discovery at Sea. Amazing production shows of an evening. And of course, look at your staterooms. Aren't they amazing? And of course, you are going to be on board for 2 whole weeks. So you want something which is comfortable, easy, relaxed, looked after. I mean, the way your cabin is looked after is brilliant. It really is. Everything just tidies itself up magically. The team on board as well, they become almost part of your family for a couple of weeks as well. And then you enjoy these Broadway shows, which are, I mean, they are brilliant and they don't take up the whole of your night and you don't need to spend $50, $100 a ticket. Right, we're sailing out of Southampton for 2 weeks here. First day at sea and then we're up in the Norwegian fjords. Bergen, which is one of the cities actually, but it's very walkable up there in Norway in Fjordland. Next we go to Flarm. Flarm is amazing. You've got to go on the little railway and see the waterfall at Hjosfossen, which is just charming. Then we're on to one of my favourite cruise ports, which is Olden. Such a getaway little port. There are excursions to glaciers and things. I just walked around in Olden and it was wonderful. Next we go to Ålesund, and Ålesund again, beautiful fjordland town. They're just so charming and cute and you can pick up lots and lots of souvenirs and take lots of excursions if you want to. Next, we're off to Iceland after a day at sea. Akureyri is one of the big ports there. Fjordland in Iceland as well, but with a very different terrain here. Gorgeous dolphin and whale watching here. Also in Isafjordur as well, which is some of the oldest and best preserved buildings from the 18th century here. Then we move on to Grundarfjordur. Hey, I did it. Mountains, volcanoes and lava fields here as well. So again, very different terrains in this part of the world. Fishing centre as well. Reykjavik, of course, is the capital of Iceland. You've got the Blue Lagoon experience there, which you can enjoy, the national parks, the waterfalls and so much more. 3 days at sea and we arrive back into Southampton. Now that is where we will leave Sky Princess, but again, we will put on for you a luxury coach transfer to get you back to Victoria Station in London, which is the coach station there. And then before your flight home, you've got another night in a London hotel, which is just brilliant because London, as you know, has a lot to offer. I know you have the stay there before the cruise, but there will always be that little something that someone on the cruise will say to you, oh, you didn't see da-da-da-da-da? You didn't see Madame Tussauds when you were in London? Well, you've got another chance to do it. And there are so many examples as well, because it's funny, when you are on a cruise, you get to meet new people, you talk to them about what they have done, and then you think, oh, well, I want to do that as well. And of course, you know, it's not so easy to just hop, skip and jump from Oz to London whenever you fancy, is it? But this makes it so easy because you've got the 2 stays in London and that 2-week cruise up to the Norwegian fjords and taking in Iceland as well. This is a clever holiday, a really clever holiday. It comes up relatively soon as well, actually. It's really not that far away. If you think about, check your calendar right now, May, that comes around really quick. So what we can do right now is we can put a deposit down on this holiday to lock in the deal that we've got. $1,000 each today will get this secured for you. And the price for the whole experience, bear in mind, there's so much included. I mean, honestly, look, $5,999 each. Now, let me tell you, when you try and price up a night in a good quality central London hotel, well, you have the internet, right? So you can go and look and do your own homework, but that is incredible. Remember, that's the flights, that's the stays in London, and the coach travel to and from London and the cruise port, which is in the south of England in Southampton. It's quite a distance away. We put the transfers on between London and Southampton for that 2 weeks of cruising around the Norwegian fjords and Iceland. It's end to end for less than $6,000. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at the details then. If you want to upgrade on the cruise, now remember on the cruise here it's 2 weeks, so 14 of those 19 nights are on the cruise here. Do you know, the way we've put this together we have teams worldwide as part of our company with CruiseAway. Dreamline's our parent company. We have brands across the world, and that means that we are incredibly well connected. We have got so much into that offer. It's unmissable, seriously. I know it's soon, and I know that's a fairly quick decision, but my word, you'll have come back having had some amazing time in London, having done a 2-week cruise on a 5-star cruise line in absolute style and luxury, full board, to some incredible parts of the world. The Norwegian fjords are some of the most beautiful things that you have ever seen, sailing through those deep, incredible fjords, being eye to eye with the scenery, going to Iceland as well, and all the experience you have there as well. Wowzers. Call us now, 1300 306 134. Don't wait. Listen, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So grab it with both hands. 1300 306 134 is our telephone number. And of course, all our offers are on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. And one more thing to tell you as well, actually. We also have all of our shows, so all of these shows, and I hope you come back and join me as regularly as you can. But all of our shows are on our YouTube channel as well. So just search on YouTube for CruiseAway Australia and you will find it. Right, ready for another one? I am. Cruise Italy and the Adriatic in luxury with Rome stays. That sounds good. I don't even need to know anything else. 2 weeks of fantastic holiday starting on the 4th of May, where we'll fly you from Sydney to Rome this time. The romantic city of Rome, and you've got 2 nights in a hotel before we start cruising on this one. Rome is beautiful, honestly. I've been in Italy. It was just a matter of weeks ago. I was in Italy, actually, and I've holidayed in Rome before, and it is just a stunning city. And I think, actually, a couple of nights there is enough time if you want to pick out a couple of major highlights. Maybe you want to do the Colosseum, the Pantheon, you know, do all those things in the city centre. You've got the Trevi Fountain. They're all fairly close to each other as well, actually. So you get a chance to do those things if you want to. Television pictures will never do the Colosseum justice, let me tell you. When you're stood inside it, walking through, honestly, it's mind-boggling, let me tell you, completely mind-boggling. So you've got 2 nights in Rome to enjoy as you will. You'll come back with so many pictures before it is cruise time, and it is the most incredible celebrity cruises. Now, it's new luxury, and this is the newest addition to their incredible fleet, and it is Celebrity Beyond. And I've been lucky enough to be on board Beyond and see it when she first launched, and oh my crikey, you will just love it. So much of the indoors, outdoors, so many bars and spaces for you to enjoy on deck, breathing in the fresh air. Just as you sail, you've got the rooftop garden there, there's real planting. You can enjoy food, cocktails, live music there. Just a little tuck away, just the 2 of you. The most beautiful little floating pools there on the side of the ship. They're almost like infinity pools. You see those little hot tub pools on the edge of the pool deck there. They're actually shaped like martini glasses. I mean, the whole thing is just so beautiful. They've had some of the leading designers around the world involved in the design of these ships. And they are certainly stunning. Everything about it is stunning. And that's just the outside that we're looking at the moment, by the way. The Retreat Sun Deck, again, it's like all the big designers have been told that they can spend whatever they like by Celebrity Cruises to create these worlds of escape. And it's luxury escape. It's for those people who really want to immerse themselves in relaxation, the best food, the best wines, the best service, the best experience. You have it all. You have it all on Celebrity. And this is the brand new Celebrity Beyond. And I was blown away, absolutely blown away by what it had to offer. The dining on board, well, there's the Grand Plaza there with the martini bar. Now, what happens there? There's live music. You know, it's real, like the heart and soul of the ship. It's where everyone kind of, you know, meets up of an evening for a pre-dinner cocktail, for late night dancing, for live music. There is so much, honestly. In terms of the spa on board as well, my word, you have never seen anything like it. You have never seen so many treatments on offer at sea anywhere else, I don't think. And lots of new restaurant concepts, as you saw there. You can take dinner there on the magic carpet, which is extraordinary. Sometimes it's a restaurant, sometimes it's a bar, sometimes it's a way to join your tender if you're in a tender port. Again, that really does draw attention. The whole experience is upscale, which I love. So we're on board for 8 nights and we're leaving out of Rome, a day at sea into Dubrovnik, the ancient walled city, of course. Very, very much a buzz port right now because of its presence in Game of Thrones. Lots of people want to visit the locations. Kotor next in Montenegro, which is the Maritime Museum, is your number one destination there, and the history of the seafaring in this region too. Corfu with its French-style arcade and the Grand Palace of St Michael and St George, and amazing beaches, of course, as you would expect in Corfu. Zakynthos next, which you might know as Zante, the Byzantine Museum here. You can take a glass-bottom boat tour or a cruise out Turtle Island if you want to. A day at sea and we're in Naples in the Campania region of Italy. Every region of Italy, fine wines, fine buildings, fine sunshine and beaches. You'll love it. We'll disembark the ship in Rome, but we are booking in to a hotel for you for 2 fabulous nights, which is incredible. I love this because remember, we came into Rome at the beginning of the holiday and had 2 nights in a hotel then, and we get the same at the end of the cruise as well. Because Rome is the internal city and you will want to spend some more time there because you've got a considerable journey back to Sydney after this. So it's quite nice to have time to sit around, to do some shopping, to drink in the cafe culture. Do what the Italians do of an evening as well. They have their aperitivo, which is a little glass of something and a little snack before you have a little wander around and find a fabulous restaurant for the evening. It's honestly, the way of life in Italy is incredible. It's so laid back, it's so relaxed, and of course you've got so many major attractions in that city. Oh my word, I'm jealous. I want to come on this one with you. It's incredible. So we fly from Sydney to Rome. That flight's included, your 2-night stay in Rome, your 8 nights on Celebrity Beyond to Dubrovnik, Kotor, Corfu, Zakynthos and Naples, back into Rome to leave the ship, the Celebrity Beyond, and 2 nights in a hotel there in Rome before we fly back to Sydney. All the flights, all the hotels and the cruise, all included at the price tag I'm about to bring you. And it's not far away, this offer either, to be honest with you. It's another one where I can say $1,000 down each right now gets this secured for you, and the price tag, honestly, it's so good, and it's so in step with where you're going as well. $5,399 per person. I have to say, when you spend your 2 nights in Rome and just see the splendour of Rome, the architecture, the feeling, the vibe, and then you step on board Celebrity Cruises, those 2 things are so aligned, honestly, you could not wish for any more. The fact that includes the flights as well and the hotel stays in Rome, which you've got 2 of, remember, 2 nights before the cruise and 2 nights after the cruise. I could go on and on and on about this forever and ever and ever, but I'd run out of time. Let's have a look at the updates then, or the upgrade, should I say, in terms of your ship. So you've got your prices there on the screen if you want to go up to Ocean View or indeed to balcony. And let me tell you, actually, on Celebrity Beyond, your balconies might be unlike any others that you might have seen on cruise lines before, actually, because rather than having doors that open inwards or outwards or slide from left to right or right to left, what happens is you actually have a deeper stateroom and a full window out to sea, and the top half of that window comes down and creates a balcony, which is just very, very clever, and it's a lovely feeling, let me tell you. I've experienced it myself. I was lucky enough to go on board when she launched. Just amazing. It really is incredible. Listen, if you've got any questions whatsoever, please do pick up the phone and ask those questions. There is no such thing as a silly question, I promise you. I have asked them all. So call us free on 1300 306 134, but don't miss these opportunities because they are really, really good. Right, we're going to the 7 Hills, the trams and the Vatican City with Lisbon and Rome stays. It sounds dizzying for 16 nights, doesn't it? But it's happening for you on the 11th of June in 2024. We'll fly you from Sydney to Lisbon in Portugal, and you'll have 2 fabulous nights in the Lisbon capital. Again, somewhere I'm very, very lucky to have been on a short holiday. Can I tell you straight away? The shopping you will love. Make sure you have the best of shoes on, because it's quite cobbly, the streets. So that's my first piece of advice to you. Second piece of advice, go up to the Castel St George, I think it's called, the high point, because you'll get an amazing vantage over the city. Go to the banks of the Tagus that you just saw there, and you'll see the Christ the Redeemer statue, you know, the same as the one that's in Rio de Janeiro. Make sure you take one of these little trams. They are gorgeous, and the elevadors, because they will save your feet, let me tell you. And if you can, get to the Oceanarium. It's the second largest in Europe, and it is very much well worth it, because you are literally eye to eye with all of the great big manta rays and the sharks and everything else, and they are really, really good, let me tell you. Listen, you do with that time as you want to. I've just given you 1 or 2 recommendations. 2 nights in Lisbon before it's cruise time. Now, it's another new cruise ship. That's what we're doing on this show, and this time it's the Norwegian Viva. Now, I can't show you the Viva yet. We've got what's called here renderings, which is a little bit like a computerized cartoon of what Viva will look like. She launches in August. She's the sister, if you've seen Norwegian Prima, she's the sister to her as well. Around about 3,000 passengers. And yes, that was a racetrack that you just saw there on the top deck. So a very, very different offering from Norwegian this time, which is just brilliant. Lots of outdoor deck space. In fact, around about 35% more deck space, which I think is really, really good, because actually that's what people do like doing on a cruise. They like being out in the sun. They like enjoying the pools and the decks and the racetracks and the things that there are to do there. Brilliant family holiday as well. So if you're taking the kids with you, great for all ages. I absolutely promise you that. There's so many really interesting things that you can all do together as well. There's like an escape experience that you can do. Look at that slide there coming right the way down the decks. You can do that. You don't need to, but you can watch other people doing it. That's the tidal wave. You'll love it. And the waterfront, of course, as Norwegian have kind of spearheaded this innovation, if you like, of putting restaurants and bars around the outside waterfront of their ships. So you've got that lovely promenading feel of an evening as well, which I think is really good, because you do, of an evening, you do like to feel like you're going out for the evening. And if that's just walking around the outside of the ship and finding the bars and the restaurants and the atmosphere, then that makes an incredible experience of an evening, you know, before you go and see the show, or you go to dinner, or you've got all of those different choices of an evening as well. Talking of food choices, you need to get to Onda by Scarpetta, one of the most incredible specialty dining restaurants I think I've ever seen at sea. And you've got lots of choices when it comes to specialty dining as well. As you saw there, you've got noodles, you've got cocos, and so much more. Oh, and a Starbucks. I love a Starbucks. Right, we're sailing out of Lisbon on this one. 10 nights on our cruise. First port of call, lovely Gibraltar. A walk up and down Main Street doing some shopping is a brilliant way to spend a day on Gibraltar. Or you can go up the rock and see the apes, of course. Then we go down the coast of Spain to Seville, the Alcazar there. Beautiful, really, really nice. It's the Alcazars in Game of Thrones as well, I do believe, in Cadiz as well. Next, we go to Motril, where you've got the Playa de Torrenova beach, which is amazing, or you can take a nature hike there in Cueva del Capitan. Ibiza, we're off to Ibiza next. Go to the Old Town, see the historic sites there and the cobbled streets. Really lovely place to be. Palma, Mallorca is coming up next on the itinerary with that imposing cathedral. Such a lovely looking port as well. You'll definitely be tempted into the Plaza Mayor. Barcelona we are off to next. Great shopping, great activities to do there, of course. You've got loads of lovely architecture as well, and very easy to get around that city too. Next, we go to Marseille, which of course is in the Provence region of France. One of the oldest cities in France, actually, dating back to 600 BC, so steeped in history and fine wines. Same in Nice as well. Of course, you're in the port for Monaco here. Villefranche is the port here, so lots of different places you can get to within easy reach of this port. Livorno is another one of those ports as well, a bit of a gateway port to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and everything Pisa has to offer. Lovely shopping. I was there just a few weeks ago, actually. And in Florence as well with the Duomo. We end the cruise in Rome. We come off of the Norwegian Viva, but we're staying in Rome because we've got 2 nights in a hotel for you to enjoy in Rome. You've got the most incredible opportunities, of course. Make sure you see the Colosseum. Honestly, you've got to see it. It is spectacular if you've never been to Rome, and some of the finest food I think you'll find anywhere in the world. So here is what we are doing. The whole of this amazing holiday, it's really, really good, isn't it? So off to Lisbon you go. You've got a 2-night city break in Lisbon in a hotel room only before you join Norwegian Viva. 10 nights of med cruising there, a nice mix of ports as well. Gibraltar, Spain, Palma, Barcelona, Marseille, Villafranche, Livorno, and finishing the cruise in Rome with a 2-night stay in a hotel before we then fly you back to Sydney. That is one whistle stop of a holiday. Tell you what, you've covered a lot of ground there in that, haven't you? And you've had 2 city breaks as well as the cruise, taking you to all those other lovely destinations. If it's a part of the world that you've been meaning to get to for a long, long time, should we make it today that it happens? $500 each right now as a deposit will get this price that I'm about to give you locked in. And I think that's really good because, you know, with the price of everything, travel, food, just everything, unpredictable pricing going up all the time. Let's put a cap on that, and let's say for $500 right now, I can guarantee you this deal. $500 as a deposit and just under $5,000 to get this holiday locked in at that price tag. The holiday doesn't happen for what, a year and a half? But we lock it in at that price with just a $500 deposit per person. That's amazing. And that's what we do. And that's what we've been doing for 2.5 decades here at CruiseAway. It's incredible, really, isn't it, when you think about it? That's all the flights, that's the stay in Lisbon, that's the stay in Rome, and that's the amazing cruise as well on that brand new Norwegian Cruise Line's Viva ship. I mean, how? How on earth do we do that? It's about having amazing relationships with the cruise industry, and it's about having amazing customers like you that come back and book your cruise again and again and again. Now, if you want to upgrade on the cruise, here's the details for that. Ocean view and balcony prices are there. Your cruise on this one is 10 of those 16 nights. So I always, when I look at an upgrade price, I mean, I love a balcony, everyone loves a balcony, but when I look at the upgrade prices, I think, right, okay, let's divvy that by the number of nights we're away, and that's how we'll talk ourselves into it. I'm not here to talk you into it. I promise you I'm not on a commission of any kind whatsoever. I want you to have the best value holiday, and our team have made sure that that is absolutely the case for you here. Call us toll free now, 1300 306 134, or of course, remember, all of our offers are online at cruiseaway.com.au. But I do have to tell you, and I promise you I'm not pressuring anybody right now when I say this, but all of our offers are subject to availability because, you know, they're cruise ships, and once all the cabins are full, I can't sell any more. It's as simple as that. So if you see an opportunity you want to, then jump on in. Now remember, all of our shows are on our YouTube channel as well. Just go search on YouTube for CruiseAway Australia and you can see the other adventures that we can go on together. And I hope very much you'll come back and find us again very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for your time and see you soon. Bye-bye.